They had remade a lot of things there because I was actually worried they had removed some stuff that they used to have there and had there when I checked last time on their website. But I managed to get some goodies. I got myself a expansion for Arkham Horror, which is a card game I have. I think it was called Arkham Horror. I don't remember what it was called. There's so many different like Call of Cthulhu games. But then I managed to nag myself 3 different books. I got myself the Fantasy Map Maker, which is I do study just how people make maps and stuff, and it's like I'm so curious, like how do they make them look like that? And sure, it might not like tell exactly how things are, because when you check some stuff, there's like very thin lines, very thick lines and stuff like that. But it is actually like a really good book of like, oh, you want to make hills? Well, I make hills like this. Oh, you want to make mountains? I make mountains like this. Mines, amphitheater, warehouses. They show basically step by step of how to actually draw these, like examples of how you could do things like roofs and things. I like this book. But then the 2 Final Fantasy things is that I actually got the art book for Final Fantasy. Nice. They have a science fiction book in Malmö. I have been there. I am not gonna lie. I am disappointed in that one because that is hella small, with the difference of Gothenburg and Stockholm. I like Sci-Fi Bookshop. I've been in at least Gothenburg a few times, Stockholm in one, Malmö in one time as well. But yeah, I was in the one in Malmö because I could easily get to that from when I lived 3 years ago, and well, in 3 years there. I wasn't really impressed because it was very like cramped. It was very, very cramped and not so many things to like choose between, unlike Stockholm and Gothenburg. But yeah, so I got myself the art book of Final Fantasy 16, and I also got myself a Final Fantasy cookbook. So I managed to like some good stuff there. I just want to get to a cookbook kind of because of, and it's actually a really good, really interesting cookbook. It's as I said to one person that kind of likes Final Fantasy, like, yeah, I got that because I kind of like cookbooks, even though there are some things that I am like, I'm probably gonna do. I mean, it is Malmö, so kind of expect it. Absolutely. I have not been that much in Malmö, but I did realize when I was there, a lot of stores. But goddamn, absolutely every single one of them. Yeah, I got a Final Fantasy cookbook. And I got it for 350 Swedish kronor. Not the worst price from like a cookbook actually. Most cookbooks are actually like that expensive, and this thing is hefty. But yeah, there's some stuff I eat here and some stuff I not. For example, like pork kakuni. Not so much for that, but then we have like other things that I do really like want to like. Jelly. Fair enough, actually. I just saw it there and I was like, I really want to grab it, so I am gonna grab it. So they have a shit ton of different things here. They even show how to make an X potion. I am not a person that drink alcoholic drinks. I'm probably not gonna make it, but it's really interesting. But yeah, I managed to get that one. The cookbook and the art book. Which I just realized they really do love their goddamn Ultima name. Wait, hold on. I'm before we actually start doing like this gameplay for real, I'm gonna just go and check this because I don't remember how many times, but I know I read Ultima at least a handful of times in this thing. Okay, let's check. That's the kingdom. Is it here? No. Is it after this? Wait, hold on. Well, that's a thrall. I'm not gonna... Oh, there we go. I don't know what they had it at that store. If I go anytime, I need to check if they have one. Definitely. Oh. I didn't know if they had this one either, because I saw many different. Like I saw Skyrim, I saw Asterix and Obelix, I saw Fallout. I saw many different cookbooks from many different genres, but I only found one from the Final Fantasy ones. I just thought, like, you know what? It kind of looks interesting, and yeah, I kind of want to check what it is. And I'm actually not disappointed. But yeah, the enemies in Final Fantasy 16. We have Ultima. We have Ultima Prime. We have Ultima Risen. We have Ultimalius. We have Ultima again. Do you understand how much they actually love the name Ultima? I don't play that much Final Fantasy. I don't hate the genre. I really do enjoy it, especially the storytelling. But good God, there is a lot of Ultima in that one. Also, time... It's the ultimate word. Fair enough, actually. Okay, I'm gonna try and go back into being able to make voices, because somehow it's like... It takes me for a hot second. Of course, he didn't! Jesus. Remember! What is it with my brain today? It's like I'm trying to like figure out what voice they had, and I know what voice they had, but it's like it doesn't want to fit. Remember, even if you don't succeed, it's the effort you make that's important. Is he trying to console me? Let's show them the evidence we've found. The one that points a human culprit. Right, because we won't let Orla be put down. Right, I was like, brain, work, please. Please take a look at this bloodstained coin. Seize and desist at once. What kind of man shows a lady blood? She doesn't have to get so worked up. What are you terrorizing this lady with? Come on now, let's see it. Why did we show it to the lady? Wait, what? Why did we show it to the lady? I understand that she is basically like, oh, it is the Orca's fault. We need to take care of that immediately. But it is basically the detective that has the power. Why did we need to show her that? We found this coin beside the Orca pool. We did see a large number of coins beside the pool, but not one with blood on it. If anything, a lady would be the most used to be seeing blood, cause... Fair enough. Sorry. Oh. My brain went to the guys who play D&D, like Legend of... Azeroth? Wait, what is it called? No, not Azeroth. Avataris. Avantris. Legend of Avantris. They basically had a... something about the Krampus, and yeah. Avantris, yeah. When you said that, my brain just went directly to one of their shorts, and that's why I basically snored a bit there. They have one of the best improv shorts ever. Oh no, not the Krampus part. Yeah, I have watched them so many times, my brain goes directly there in no second if there is anything even similar. We just learned that there was 300 of these weighing about 7 pounds in total. Now, what do you suppose would happen if a person was assaulted with that many coins? What? So you're saying the coins might have been used for some kind of blunt weapon? Nah, I'm pretty certain sharp weapon actually. If the blood belongs to the victim, then yes, it's entirely possible. But I wouldn't call it decisive proof that the real culprit was human. You wouldn't? Why not? Yeah, my mind goes to Torbeck and Chuckles and the absolute chaos they produce. Yeah. They are one of the best with goddamn like D&D shit, to be honest. I'm gonna have to watch them more. I mostly watch the shorts, which is absolutely understandable. Fucking improvs they have. You wouldn't. Why not? Because there had been something to put the coins in to make them into a weapon. Without that something, it's just not going to be enough to pass murder. But I will say that your theory does seem to warrant further investigation. I'll call the prosecutor's office and ask to reinvestigate from the possible criminal angle. You will? Well, thank you very much. I like the quality of Critical Role, but I love the chaos and improv of entries. Yes, I can definitely agree. Critical Role is like the professionalism of doing D&D as streams or YouTube, but like... I was trying to find a word for it. Entertainment, that was the name, for entertainment. And then Avantris is basically just, oh, we're just gonna do shits and giggles. Like, okay. I really hope Detective Fulbright can convince them. I hope so too. You won't believe the answer I got. No! When I explained your passion for this case and the police's investigation, they said that the prosecutor I mentioned earlier would be willing to take this to court. Really? So does that mean a new suspect has emerged? No, I'm afraid not. To be frank, the prosecutor Blackwell said he just wants to prove that Orca's guilty court. Oh dear lord. What? It's Prosecutor Blackwell that wants to prosecute Orla. I can understand by finding new clues or anything against someone else, but for him to basically be like, you know what, I'm gonna prove this in court, like, you're having a laugh, I'm gonna prove an Orca in court. That's fine, detective, thanks for arranging this for us. Why did he even actually agree to that? Well, I must say you're taking this rather calmly. Well, to be fair, now we have a chance of defending Orla rather than just waiting for the imminent demise. Defending Orla in court was my idea from the start, and I'll do whatever it takes to save her. Free Willy! In that case, I'll do whatever I can as well to see that justice is served. Mr. Plume, will you be a witness for the prosecution? A trial of a killer whale? I've never heard of such recklessness before in my life. But I will reveal the truth about this killer whale, and I'll write all about it. Damn, I haven't seen Free Willy in ages. I don't even know I've ever seen that one at all. Sounds like a plan. Now, if you'll just come along with me. We have to prepare for tomorrow and still have to arrange for an autopsy. Oh, I look forward for tomorrow. Until then, Blue Lawyer and Yellow Fan. Yellow Fan. It's a great original movie. Fair enough. I'm not a fan. Well, at least we managed to get the case to go to on trial. But how in the world are we gonna defend an orc in court anyway? We're gonna have to move the whole goddamn pool. Can you like imagine that? A little kiddie pool in the court and the orca just being in it. Plus, Mr. Plume said Orla bit the victim. This trial sure isn't going to be easy. But I do love a challenge. Then we'll be just fine. Guess you should go over what Swashbuckler Spectacular you were watching this morning. Oh, yeah, we can watch a formal viewing back at the office. There's nothing decisive against Orla in the security tape, but that doesn't mean much. I mean, they breathe air, so they only need water to keep hydrated. That is actually fair. I completely forgot about that. That is actually fair. Just gonna bring a whole goddamn hose and just spray water on it instead. Just have to find that more concrete way to save Orla at tomorrow's trial or else. Just bringing in a garden hose. If I just had continued a little bit more last week, I would have been here where the to be continued is. That's interesting. There we go. And yes, if you can hear something crackling, it's basically me eating crisps. And inside here is a big-ass organ. Oh, good morning, Mr. Right? Good morning. Cheap as ever this morning, I see. I'm curious. When they get here, do they get from where they live to here? Or do they go to the office and then here? Because the way they say good morning is like they have not met under this day before. Which means that I feel like they're skipping going to the office and go directly here. Because why say good morning here if you actually meet at the office? I'm just thankful we actually get to have a trial for Orla. As a matter of fact, I just ran a few laps around the courtroom to get an extra pumped. And I just splashed my face with some water to get sleep out of my eyes. Oh, I also queued the Swashbuckler video so we can watch it in any time. Nice. Thanks, it might just help our case. By the way, you have some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this? What? Me? No, I just woke up early, that's all. I'm not buying that. I guess I need to cover them up. I get ragged on enough as it is by Prosecutor Blackwell. Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial too. It's been a while. That explains why your hair is spikier than usual. I mean, look at it. It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing. Does anyone have any marshmallow? I kinda want to like try and just put one of those on his hair. Just like impale it there. I don't think it would be a good idea to basically warm them over a fire, but just to see if they actually work like marshmallow sticks. Oh, good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering you on from the gallery. Thanks, Pearls. It's been so long, I'm actually a little nervous. What voice did I give this guy? I think I got again like a kind of like light voice, to be honest. Oh, good morning, Mr. Lawyer. No, Mr. Rhymes. I think it was something like that. You came to watch the trial? Yeah, Sasha's back at the aquarium with the orca. So I thought I'd better come here and watch for her. Fair enough, actually. Well, don't you worry. We're going to win for Orla. Is that right, boss? Right. One unprecedented trial coming right up. Oh, unprecedented. I don't know. Jesus Christ. I think I was right the first time, but my brain was like, no. Court is now in session. All rise or flop on the ground like a fish. Court is now in session with the trial of Orla Shipley. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Must we waste words on this? Prosecutor Simon Blackwell, known as the Twisted Samurai, is a prosecutor who is also a convicted felon. They say he never conducted a trial without his loyal hawk Taka by his side. Mr. Wright, it's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. Well, the lawyer image suits you. You look younger somehow. Thank you, Your Honor. By the way, yesterday I watched 2 YouTube videos about Ace Attorney. One was an American lawyer reacting and analyzing it. The other was the same lawyer, but he did it with a Japanese crime lawyer. Both videos Ace Attorney got chewed out. That is fair enough, because this is a game. So doing it by law stuff would be hella goddamn confusing and probably very like hefty mechanics and stuff. Because this is mostly just for silliness. But I can absolutely understand it. When I was a kid, I didn't give a damn, but now when I'm actually older and playing this again, I'm just like, wait, hold on a second, like pause for a moment, why aren't you doing it like this? I don't know much about the laws and stuff like this. I know enough about law to keep me away from trouble, that's about it. By the way, has the defendant arrived in court yet? Surely you jest, Your Highness. Did you not receive the memo? The defendant Orla Shipley is an orc at the ship-shaped aquarium. An orca? Damn, man, now I kinda want some fisher ships. Arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review. But an orc as a defendant, it's patently absurd. Direct your comments to the defense. I do love it, like, I agreed to hold this trial, but it's his goddamn fault we're here today. He is the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in the first place. Absurd or not, I will carry out my duty to defend my client. Your duty to defend your crying ant? Wait, don't you mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright? If we are to pursue... Yeah, but out of 10 things they do in Ace Attorney, maybe one thing was correct, so both lawyers gave a fail rank. That is absolutely understandable. That is, I can absolutely understand that. Yeah, speaking of... Speaking of Ace Attorney... Yes, I have it on. People can see who of the friends are on. If we are to proceed, we must treat the orca as we would do with any other defendant. Every soul, be it of man or beast, is of equal value. Well, at least he believes that, which he still says it's... No. The boldness said it was absurd. Yeah, I called him that. Good judge, that's the name. The question is whether that soul is painted in black or white. Take Taka for example. He is as human in spirit as you or I. The real question is, am I in for more pain as always? That's a really stupid question. Of course you are. Orc or not, I suppose a defendant is still a defendant. And I vow to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well. Listen carefully. The orca murdered the owner of Ship Aquarium in the aquarium's orca pool. The orca apparently toyed with the victim, mercilessly as he died. Ah, sadistic orca! What a chilling thought! And where exactly is the defendant now? Well, to be honest, if you're about to say don't leave town or else, it's an orca. It can't even leave the bloody pool. Without help, at least. Inside this. A cell phone? Prosecutor Blackwell. Time marches on, with or without us. I borrow this TV from the aquarium, which will allow us to interact with orca. A TV phone? Very well. The court accepts this into evidence. I don't know about evidence, but at least a way of speaking with the orca, which, sure. We will be able to view the defendant in question on this large monitor. Fulbright, prepare for transmission. Ah, you got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. That means that Sasha must be on the other side, basically dealing with the camera and everything. We will proceed with the defendant on telecast. So that is the orca that stands accused, is it? I think that means yes. Oh, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she is cheering us on. Either that, she's trying to scratch somewhere she can't scratch. Orla, where's Phoenix and Athena Luck? Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? And this adorable creature is suspected of killing a man. Well, to be fair, yes, they can still do that. No matter how cute they are. All really pouring the charm, huh? She's far from cute. She is a violent, reckless animal. That's right, the name's Bobby Fulbright and I'll take over the explaining from here. Now, if I could direct your attention to this diagram of the crime scene. Following the report of an orca attack, we, the police, raced on over the ship-shaped aquarium. There we found a guest who says she saw the orca, and the victim from the visitor's corridor. As the witness was watching, the orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. The orca was the only one there, therefore no one else could have committed the crime. It's not quite finished, but I have portions of the autopsy report here. Not quite finished. No animal is more reckless and dangerous than humans. Yes, I absolutely understand that part, definitely. I'm pretty certain there is probably no animal that even just kills for sport. I can't imagine the terror of being attacked underwater by such a large creature. But attack it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details, your boss. The prosecution moves to introduce our witness, Fulbright. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust. One brave lady whose fine sense of justice compelled her to speak. Coming right up. I don't think I even ordered a dish like that, but fair enough. How dare you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? I would have written an entire book of all the time I spent in that lobby. Prosecutor Blackwell, who the hell is this? Well, I am Norma de Plume, and I am a non-fiction writer. Am I the only one who isn't telepathic here? I don't know. Looks like she can read into people's words just as well as I can read in people's hearts. Not everything needs to be a competition, Athena. What? Norma de Plume! The great non-fiction writer, Miss Norma de Plume herself? Don't know her. I read all of your works and enjoy them immensely. Your million seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief, is one of my favorites. Ooh, are you a fan, Your Honor? I could give you my autograph if you would like. There are a few animals that plays with their prey when hunting, but only humans, only purely for sport. Yeah, I can absolutely understand like plays with their prey when hunting. But it's not like they leave anything behind. It's basically they hunt because they need to hunt. Wait a second. I swear you look much different in the photos in your book. Well, I used one from 10 years ago in my book so that paparazzi won't harass me. That explains why you look 10 years younger. The judge seems shocked. The visual disconnector must really be doing a number of on its owner's head. Could we get started, please? If I find you be lacking as a judge, you will see your debut in my books. It's such a harsh comment, you really must be the real Norma de Plume. Still don't believe it, though. When you know Miss de Plume was so famous. Enough, Jap. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief. I would thank you to not order me around. I am perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder. Very well then, please proceed with your testimony. Some leave parts of their prey, behind as a mark, but usually they eat most of it. And they also mark it with some sun to really show it's theirs area. Yeah, there's a reason the hunter would say so. A good reason. Well, good and good. There's a reason. I went to Ship Aquarium to see the killer whale. As I was watching the killer whale from the visitor's corridor, it suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death with its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Speaking of, from a brain contussion? Concussion. I could understand concussion, but contussion? Am I reading that wrong? I don't know. You should my deadly teeth. Attempt to remain calm. I reported the incident to police immediately. Well, we already know what's wrong here with a bit. That adorable defender really did all that. Have you seen like how big that thing is? It must be much more vicious than it looks. Now, deliver your judgment so I may carry out the sentence. The defense would like to do some defending first, if that's alright. Must you drag this out with your tomfoolery? Yes. The defense always has right to cross-examine a witness, you know? A fellow inmate told me just this morning. If you want something signed, all you need is the document and the witness. Let me guess. They were convicted for contract fraud, right? I am guessing yes. Because he did not say who they were, and most of the time they do. All we need in this case is the evidence and a witness to convict. It's as simple as that. Look, as I guessed right. Let the guys who did wrong do the life teachings. The defense has every right to cross-examine, isn't that correct, Your Honor? Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. And if you want someone to... just knock them out. Wait, that's... Oh, shut the fuck up. You're right. I'm so bad with shore, like... shores with us. It just was like, what the hell is that? I was trying to like say Shifu. I was like, no, it's not that. I shall relish the sight of you thrashing around. The sight. I don't know why I saw sight. Okay, let's just go directly to the thing I believe it is. Watching killer whale from the visitor's corridor suddenly went crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death. Yep. That's basically why I read this thing, because it depends on what it actually died off. There we go, that was a quick one. It would seem that you're mistaken, Mr. Plume. I beg your pardon. The autopsy report does indeed say death thought to be a result of an orca attack. But the actual cause of death is contusion from the head trauma. Sorry, each time I say contusion, I just think of, what was it called? Tushy? Tushy? They're like other word for butt, basically. So when I say contusion, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't sound right. Not being bitten. What? But I'm sure the victim was bitten. I don't believe that can be true. The security footage doesn't show anything of the kind. Just as I suspect. I knew you would peek at that footage behind Fulbright's back. Well, what did you expect when he wouldn't play nice and share? But unfortunately for you, the footage you saw was only a small part. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all of the evidence. Take The evidence I gave to you for safety. Guess that hog is higher up on the pecking order than Fulbright in Blackwell's book. Fair enough. Very well, let's view the footage. What's this? The orca is biting the victim. Well, it's not like it has hands. How the hell do you think it's actually gonna carry? Also, I just realized how big that man is. Let's change one thing. The lack of bite marks, like what the doll has. Yes. But there's also an issue. He said he couldn't get a full autopsy. This is only a part of it. Which means that it might be bite marks. There is only that they didn't check it before I got this. I think this is from the play they were training for. Could be. But also, look at the size of her. Look at the size of him. Like, this, he is basically as big as the goddamn orca is. And I am not even lying or joking when I say that. Look at the size of him and the orca. He is like almost as half big as the orca, or even more. Jesus. I didn't even realize he was that big. It was just fucking meat everywhere. I have to say that appears to be very damning evidence. One issue though, where's the blood from the bite? No, I can't believe Orla really bit him. And there is more. Look at this. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the scrape on his oh so fine costume? It's not damning evidence at all. Yeah, exactly. Like, look at this, for example. Oh yeah, it bit him. Look at his clothing. It is all too torn. Like, yeah. It's got them like jacket is, but the rest of him is actually like okay. There seemed to be a strange bruise on the victim's right wrist. Oh, the bruise. I thought we were talking about the clothing. Also, that thing has nothing to do with the bite marks. I'll have the crime lab to examine the bruise and calculate its relevance to the case at hand. What up, my Swedes? Welcome, Gani. Welcome to the stream. I do hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Why did I say Wednesday? Tuesday. Sorry, my brain. I'm capable of saying what day it is for one day, each day. Also, unless bird brain can show that the orca is guilty without a shadow of doubt, that orca is not guilty. That is true, though. What's important right now is evidence that points to the orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the orca's tooth marks in the victim's clothes. Yeah, the clothes, but not his body, you goddamn fool. You fool! You ain't fooling me, lad. I told you so. Another killer whale swam up the water surface with a victim in his mouth. However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contussion from head trauma. Objection. I'm doing good. Been kind of tired. I've been having a bit of foggy brain. Fair enough. I am doing the same. I am interested in knowing what they are doing because I see someone doing a lot of what is it called? Not Pixel. What is the Pixel game maker called? Hold on, I have one of them, but I just can't remember. Let me just have a little quick look here, see if I can find it. Game software. RPG Maker, Jesus. No, they're not the one with numbers. They are using RPG Maker. And each time I see that, I'm just so interested of knowing what are you actually making for something. Kinda want to see that now. You are much too impetuous, right, Donna? I had to Google check because I couldn't remember what contusion meant. Bruise, it's a bruise. He died from a bruise. What the fuck? Oh, wait, brain bruise. Not just a bruise. It's what it said. They are a brain contusion. It's a brain bruise. I understand the brain is not the most like strongest goddamn thing we have in our body. To be honest, nothing really is. But to actually say they died of a brain bruise sounds dumb. He died from a bruise. Damn, brain got jumped, yes. Granted, the orcas biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that. Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw then? Did I not say that in the beginning? The orca toyed with a victim mercilessly. Oh my goodness! After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in her mouth. Just like any other predator toying with its prey. Mr. Wright, the house of people in gallery are suddenly filled with fear. Fear of Orla. And some of hunger. I don't think they just crave fish and chips. So the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give this call? I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether the orca's heart was black or white. But Orla is black and white. Her body, I mean. Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell. This witness also observed the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Also, I found fellow Persona 3 fan at campus today, and he is literally like me. He's reaching the final month and still haven't gotten around beating the final boss. Fair, I'm glad to find someone that you have some interest with. Still final month, I still not gotten around beating the boss. You both are doing the long run tactic. I see what you are driving at. No, please provoke Burbrain. Getting fed up with him. Yes. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now explain in a way that even these simpletons can understand. There you go again, order me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Orla killed the victim by headbutting him? That's right! I rammed the victim over and over again. Recall the autopsy report stated that the body were bruised all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. We all know, something, and we all just saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage, didn't we? That footage back up Mr. Plume's testimony. But there's also something very important it does not show. Good question, what is it not showing? Now, do you see what a menace this killer whale is? I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Look at this footage. The orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll note that the something is not the victim. Please, for the love of God, don't let that thing fly up even more. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? Probably not. What? Oh well, I suppose not. Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant? Let's see. Oh, I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view. So you are admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutting, the victim came with something. The victim came floating up. He came up from behind the skull-shaped rock, and his body was all limp. What else could I think except that the killer whale was headbutting the victim? Objection! But if you didn't actually see the moment of attack itself, then it's pure conjecture. Must I do everything around here? How dare you speak so rudely to me? There is no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Though you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior. Oh! 1 year ago. Oh, that's right! That's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim. I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer. Yeah, what's up, Kenny? What? The orca murdered her trainer, you say? What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. The killer whale, okay? It's all in this book. Objection. Birdbrain is leading the witness. True. That book, The Killer Whale. Oh, that's Mr. Plume's latest work. How do you push yourself to do stuff after college? Don't know, I just try. I have a goal of opening my own board game store, so I'm trying my best to get there. That's about it. Don't really know what else I can actually answer there, unfortunately. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. The orca headbutted and bit the victim. Yeah, bit the victim. I'm having a biggest laugh right now. Har, har, har. It bit the plastic thing. It's the same thing she's accused for in this case. No, now everyone is convinced that Orla did it. We were doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I want to think she did it. But it's hard to keep believing in somebody who can't even tell me her side. Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anyone. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you. Sasha, when am I doing that with my client like this? Because, like, I get home from campus around 6 p.m. and manages and tired. Oh, you mean like that? Difficult to say. Sometimes I were tired when I got back home, sometimes I were not. I guess it just depends on how important it is I need to do it. But unfortunately, I can't really give a good detailed thought of it because it was some year ago now I actually did that, and I just feel like I'm leaving all that behind me. I'll take everybody in this court on if I have to. I am not distrust. Like I do trust you. Gonna do that actually. Don't worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end. Oh, thank you both of you. I don't know why, but when the Orchid does this, it reminds me of like that Pokemon nature video when it just shows a Sveal that basically is like it knows exactly how to call the mother. Just turns around and just like blop 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 on the stomach. We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For an instant there, you were afraid of the Orca, weren't you? Right. When I was in high school, I said before I got sick, I was an athlete, so I trained a few times a week, and that kept me energized. I guess I went out for a walk in town when I had time, and because I did that now and then, I think I got more energized as well the other days I did not do it. It could be a similar thing. Saw right through me. It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the Orca. It's true that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her thoughts. But there is certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla too. And what do you know about orcas? Nothing, that's what. So allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas also are called killer whales? Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill even true whales. I don't even know if that is true. I don't know enough of orcas to know if that's true or not. So killer whales really are killers. What terrifying creatures indeed. To be honest, most creatures are terrifying depending on what they do. I can't bear to hear any more of such rubbish as trusting a killer. Can you balls? No matter what you say, I will continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know. Dull. You don't know when to give up, do you? Very well. I shall give you a chance to prove how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter and lay the full truth to them. Oh, ho, ho. But of course, that is what I do after all. Prosecutor Blackwell, what will you have the witness testify about? If anything, it's the cousin of the Orca, the dolphins who are cruel. Absolutely, I've heard some stories about that. Like, good God. I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard. What she heard? Very well, Mr. Plume. Please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it. It started to headbutt. But when the pirate hat and the victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Okay. Either this beach is lying to get the story, or she's the killer. So the orca is displayed the same behavior as during the incident a year ago? Oh, that's right. Those weren't just a simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the swashbuckling spectacular song. That's right. It was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible. Honestly, this is just me problem, but my classes are kind of fucked, because my first class is around 7:30, and the drive to campus is 45 minutes, kind of the same as when I go into town. Up Was that my phone? That must probably be my phone. Yeah, 45 minutes drive uphill, which drains a lot of gas, and that is discouraged me from going anywhere when I have an empty hour. And finally, my class ends around 17:20, and that plus 45 minutes drive home means I get home. Yeah, and the thing is fine, really. Taking a walk, like so, yeah. Basically, I didn't own a bicycle. I didn't own a car. My campus was so close to where I lived and like the town as well. It took me a half an hour to walk into town. I walked in a few times a week. It was a blast. I don't do that any longer, but that's because like the town I live is kind of shitty. Also, if the plume worked at Walmart, she'd be where meaning the shan't. I am so confused. Sorry, that confused me. It's clear he won't be able to take part of her statements with evidence alone. Mr. Wright, now would be a good time for me to put my skill to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology can really do. To show like Descartes. Oh. The plane. Wait, the plane? Who is the plane? Are you talking about the plume? I am so confused. Who are you talking about? The card, like the card. Fair enough, actually. But I am so confused. What are you talking about? Fuck. Okay, so you thought her name was the plane. That is actually fair enough. She does look like she's supposed to is like a cousin or something from like Amelia Earhart or something. But I was so confused, like, wait a second, the plane? No, it's the plume. Let me guess. You notice a contradiction between the testimony and her emotions. Damn you, 3 executive video quality. Oh, is it... Wait, you can change that now? Because I'm pretty certain it's not supposed to be that low right now. I think I'm supposed to have like at least 760 something. Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try. You got it, boss. A complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart coming right up. Just staring out in space. I do that sometimes. You can change the quality, but resolution that on your stream is set by you. Yeah, but that's the thing. There are some times, because I'm affiliated, you are not allowed to do that. And the only resolution you people can have as viewers is source. So that's why I had to ask, because sometimes you're only allowed to gain source, and sometimes you can't change the quality. It depends on what streamer you're watching. The kills will behave. Oh, why do I do the voice for this? It's a reback. I can change it, but for me to not to be delayed, it needs to be around 360 or 480. Fair enough, actually. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Yeah, you're shocked about that. I was calm when I saw it. You're not fucking calm. You're crying your eyes out. Mr. Plume. Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she? Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of a killer whale. Except in the ocean, of course. Hello? Hola, Mide. Welcome, and thank you so much for the follow. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Sorry. Just scratching my eye a bit. It must be something else that scared her, but moss. However, I did remember being very afraid for some reason while the whale was doing that. It sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see? This is practically turning into a counseling session. Master, if I'm gonna be honest, I've been planning on working out again, but inserting the time to work out in my day-to-day schedule is kinda hard. Especially now with my college classes. That is fair. I saw something. Oh, I remember now. Okay, good. Now, if we just could please tell the little cord what you saw. I saw I saw bright red blood. The killer whale ramming caused the victim to bleed. There was a great cloud of blood. What? Yes, that's it. I was so sure. That's when I knew the killer whale had killed a person for a second time. Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does seem to be something that could be cloud of blood. Or food coloring, who knows? Someone used to say that exercising at night, especially before bed, is bad for you. Not what I know of. Huh. That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Oh yeah. It's eating right before bed, that's bad. Okay, that explains why he was so worked up. She's not working out, definitely. Well, I wouldn't say at the same time, we're not really seeing if she's muscular or something. I was badly injured during an interview once, and ever since I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities. This is a bad turn. If Mr. Plume saw blood, then does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? It would appear that orcas are even more vicious than I. I don't know, maybe that's just her way of stopping me from being loud at night. Fair enough. So how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, right? What do we do now, boss? Ah, that testimony is not at all what I expected to hear. Wait a minute, there's still some discord left in this Plume's heart. What? You mean there's more? Yeah, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging. Is there even anything left of our case to damage? No, it's like a Swiss cheese, but just full of holes. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth. Yeah, you're right. I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is, so let's dwell a little deeper. That's more likely, but you can just do something simple that doesn't make too much noise. You got it, boss. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. It's interesting how they actually had the interior in the killer whale's place. They actually have a chair there. It looks like a sunken pirate ship or something. Kind of like that though. The killer whale suddenly started singing. Yeah, you got shocked by that. After it started headbutting, I saw that awful blood and was terrified. But when the pirate hat of victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Also, while we're on the topic of exercise, I want to ask you something. Is eating after workout good or bad? Because I've been trying to figure out when a good time to eat. You know how showering after eating is bad, and like how you just said that sleeping after eating is bad? I don't know. Personally, I am not capable of answering questions like that because I don't do too much of that. Do you see any emotion that seems odd or out of place? Pay attention. I know. Pay attention not to which emotion you see, but how strong they are too. Okay. So, big shock. Big sad. Okay, the only thing I've noticed is that she's not as sad. Eating after training is good, but not a big meal. Just something light. Also, same with showering. Her fear appears to be lessened at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him? Why, that's a very good question. I was shaking after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear. Disappear? And why do you suppose that was? Simple, it was because of the pirate hat. After the killer whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared. And how exactly does that work? How should I know? I'm just telling what I remember, Blue Boy. Wait a minute. From who was this blood that Mr. Plume saw actually coming from? I don't know. The obvious thing to assume would be that it was the victim who was bleeding. But if that were the case, why would Orla putting on a hat make the blood disappear? Unless... From who was this blood? That was out of the blue question, this. Orla? Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim. With the shower I meant the other way around, like you wrote. Eating before getting into the shower. I beg your pardon, what kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in that pool besides the victim. I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool after all. What? Then where is this allegedly injury on the defendant? I'm not sure. Not if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear. Then the blood must have come from somewhere on Orla's head. Could someone turn off the fan in here? The orca's head. What are you prattling on about now? Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think about what you really saw. That is... How do you guys manage doing stuff in a day? I don't know, I just do sometimes. I can't really give good example because sometimes I do have my lazy days, sometimes I have my good days, just going up and down depending on how I feel. I remember now, there wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all. No, okay. We did it. Analytical psychology got us what we needed from her. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. Well, this is a surprise. The blood of the witness saw was the defendants, not the victims. That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That was the Mr. Plume witness was not the moment of the murder as she claims. Objection! I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut the bone. Meaning? I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from an internal hemorrhage is also a possibility. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than that, though. Right, Dodo. I don't know why I just called him Dono. It must be something. Think, Phoenix. If I'm correct, then the victim's death occurred before the Plume saw it. If the victim was already dead when Orla started her headbutting, then that would mean he died sometime before Mr. Plume was watching her. The event Mr. Plume witnessed took place around 10:10. Unless something I can tell us about what happened before that. Yeah, I have this. No, apparently not. I did wrong, because that was basically something about when he met someone, but apparently not. Because if you just focus on the stuff you didn't end up doing, then you'll just be tired. Yeah, definitely. It's better, like, if you know we're not capable of doing it today, try again. If it is important, then at least try at some point. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, don't try to fully force yourself, just if you're capable, then you're capable. I must say that tells us what happened before. The video showing. Oh, we actually can watch this. This is a cutscene from the beginning of this one. I guess so, actually. I guess it's kind of like Logom, which I feel is kind of like a Swedish curse, to be honest. At some point. I can agree there. I didn't realize it was gonna be a cutscene. I was just gonna check like what this was and when it was. It just showed the beginning of this case's cutscene. I must have something that tells us about what happened before. I don't even know, when was this performed? She's like Ibuki Miyoda became a pirate. I hate the word logom. Yeah, I think we might have kind of the same sort of thought about the word logom. Because basically logom means like just a good enough amount. But at some point it also means like we don't really feel of going beyond just enough, if we say so. Trying to there is nothing. The video showing an orca pool, the footage starts from Aquarian's 10 AM. Yeah, not too much, not too little. I feel like sometimes that is like for example, I feel like there is a lot of things that other countries have that Sweden could have or could just try to do things, but we don't do them because we feel like we don't want to do too much. It is just not too little, not too much. There's something with Sweden that is just like, yeah, but in that case we can just say exactly how much or little. But like many say lag or mycket. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. I'm gonna present this. Oh, apparently that was the only thing with before 10 AM, and that doesn't really show much. We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10, which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. Your Honor, I request that all of the secure footage be played for the court. All of the footage? Mr. Plume witnessed a cloud of blood at around 10:10. But I believe the victim was already dead by that time. The assertion is that the murder took place before Mr. Plume arrived. Exactly. The security camera footage started at 10 AM when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is a vital evidence in the 10 minutes before. I just realized something that some people in the town I live in have started doing, and they have started doing esports for children. But it is really confusing because I, as a gamer and someone who knows what esports is, don't want to call that esports. Because everyone here, if I'm not mistaken, agrees when I say esport is basically like competitive gaming, basically. Fortnite, CS, League of Legends, shit like that. That's esport. Apparently their esport is like gyms, basically like movement, jump ropes, stuff like that, but it's integrated with gaming. Because apparently I read the newspaper, they started to open up some sort of esport thing. I'm just like, oh, that sounds interesting. Read it, like, this is a fucking esport. Like, what are you on about? Have you seen the esport they made for the Olympics? Damn joke. Had for the Olympics. I did not see that. I don't really watch too much of Olympics. Also, bro, I've been trying to relearn Swedish, right? But whenever I learn something new, I just am forgetting something. I'll learn. Man, that's annoying. It happens. It happens to me as well. You're quite the gambling man. Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes? What, you want me to show 20 minutes instead then? Hold on, let me search this up because I'm kind of interested to see what it is. Olympic e-sport. What is Olympic e-sport? I think I see. Right, it was so bad. E-sport 2024. I'm so confused if I even find the real thing, but it does look kinda, huh? Yeah, I have no clue really. I bet on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it that way. Also, only advice I can give is unless use it as much as possible, especially since a lot of Swedish makes no damn sense. I can agree there. My boss is now coward, Prosecutor Black. Well, as I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Oh, I can't back down now. Thank you for that, Athena. Well, if the defense is that confident in its importance, Prosecutor Blackwell, there's security footage. Fulbright. Roger, I have the rest of the security footage right here. Very well, play it for the court. Please, please have something for me. For the love of God, I'm praying. This is what it looks like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. Alright, I'll just back the footage up to the beginning now. It does appear Mr. Plume has not arrived at this point yet. Now I can see if I can find something from before in this time. We're just watching an orca doing nothing but swimming around in circles. Customize reasons. Yep. Just reading chat. Oh, find those good scratches, Takya. Is that it? Yep. That's all the footage there is. Well, Mr. Wright, did you see what you were looking for? Because I sure the hell didn't. We saw nothing. Well, those were 10 minutes you placed your bet. Did you see anything of significance? Did I see anything important? I better think about this carefully. In the footage, we see something important, because I need to try. This is the important thing the footage shows. What vital thing does the footage shows? I don't bloody know. Can I get to check this? What's the difference here? Cheat, use Google. Hell nah. I'm not gonna use Google for something this simple. If it is another sort of like puzzle game and shit, then yeah, sometimes I do need to, but not for this thing. Okay, but I'm kinda curious. There has to be something. If not, then I just kinda fucked myself over by saying there is something important. But anyway, bros, I'm gonna hit the hay. I need to be up at 4, so yeah, fair enough. Do have a wonderful, wonderful rest and have a good night's sleep. I'm trying to see if there is like anything different here. But right now I don't see. Can you all see anything that's like difference between these two photos and this thing? Because it's difficult to. Why is everything in black and white? It makes things difficult for me to actually find anything. Yes, have a good night, Kenny. Have a good night's sleep. I don't know. That was a weird laugh. Fuck it. Bam. I'm just doing that because I'm gonna check if there is a way to actually like change that there is nothing important, because if there is nothing important, I'm gonna say that. Wait a minute. What if something that should be in the footage isn't there? Ah, fair enough, actually. Yes, it is. I'm very bad at those kind of like words. Sometimes gonna be together or not. Nothing important. We can see nothing of importance in that footage. Just as I thought. Ah, you're right about that. That section was completely mean. What? Hold on a second. It doesn't show a thing. That is why I didn't submit it as evidence. No, it's just the opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? In these 10 minutes of footage, something important. Oh! I am stupid. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Here, there is a body. Here, they're headbutting the body. But where exactly did the body come from? It never floated down. Which means, oh yeah, the orca killed the person. You mean the person basically held their breath for more than 10 minutes? And not only that, like even before the cameras even like showed anything. I didn't notice that, but yeah, I noticed that now. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? What are you questioning the way I carry out my duties of justice? Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. What is this important thing that your footage should be in the footage, but isn't? How am I supposed to show him this? I'm gonna save, just in case. What is this? Oh. Because what is not in the footage is the body. Should I? Yeah, foot of the body. The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in the footage. Oh! That's right! If the victim is not shown entering the pool in this footage, it means he must have been there by the skull rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long. Wait a minute, are you saying? When the security camera started up at 10 AM, the victim was already dead. Fair enough, actually. Order in the court, everyone! If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered? I don't know, Your Honor, but we now know it had to have been somewhere before 10 AM. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client. But there is no one else who could have killed the victim. Not necessarily. Oh, not necessarily. The defense that believes that the true culprit may have been a human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well. Do you? I would be very interested in seeing this evidence. Yeah, the money with blood. Because I'm pretty certain an orca doesn't need to basically make a sock maze out of coins and a sock. What's this? A coin? Yes, a fake coin used in the aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon. This tiny little... It's a murder weapon. This is another one of your bluffs. As they say, the bolder the presentation, the less confidence the solicitor. World record for holding the breath underwater is 24 minutes and 37 seconds. Damn, that guy has lungs! Or girl, or whoever that is. This is no bluff, and this is the only coin. And this is not the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing in a total about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? Not yet. But there were coins scattered around the body and the victim had a head wound. Taking these things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So, put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a bloodstain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the victim was killed beside the pool. The side of the pool? But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orca did it. I realize you are trying to defend your client, but the theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once? It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature. But so were the bag of the coins were. Unfortunately, Honor, we recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It is possible the culprit took it with them. They took it? The true culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. They then threw the body in the pool before the security camera started up. And then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla. That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibilities of a human perpetrator. Yeah, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything. The possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold this possibility to be true, then what did Miss De Plume witness? That's right. I saw the killer whale attack the victim. Just like it did a year ago, singing a song. I guess there is still that. Even with somebody else as the culprit, Ola's behavior still seemed pretty bizarre. I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago. But is it really that bizarre? What do you mean? To explain the inexplainable, we have to do is turn our thinking around. Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good enough to me. Time to give the old turn my thinking around method a try. Instead of trying to figure out who Orla did the same thing, why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, as you can see the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion on Orla, then they wouldn't need to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place. They would have need to give people a reason to think Orla did it. That is a very good guess, especially with the thought of the bite marks here is basically on the plastic thing here. And not only that, but this guy doesn't have any bite mark other than his clothing. And like, yeah, it's clothing. Mr. Wright, as our lawyer, do you have do you explain your client's action? I believe we should think of it this way, Your Honor. What kind of effect did Orla's action have on the case? Very well, then why don't you explain it for the court instead then? How did the defendant's action affect the case? Mr. Plume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness. Created a witness, huh? Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was the real culprit's true intention? After all, Mr. Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the orca bite the victim. Those two actions of Orla's might have been... Yep. Also, while some orcas can be dangerous, if they have been treated well and lived with humans since birth, they can be very kind and helpful. Yes, I have seen a lot of animals being like that. I absolutely understand people say, like, don't get attached to wild animals. And I can absolutely understand that. I can absolutely also understand the people that takes care of young animals and then release them, absolutely. But I have seen animals that is basically like, they are supposed to be wild, but because they've been taken care of, they are very tame. Oh, you say that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator? Exactly. And I would explain Orla's actions perfectly. But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her? Yes, there is a way to manipulate Orla's behavior with this. There we go. Is this a whistle? Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals. Oh, that must be how they got Orla to do tricks for the pirate shows. The true culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then, when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the commands. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks. What? And as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness. Norma the Plume was set up. I guess you don't like that, huh? I hope no one got hurt by the projectiles. Please do something about your attire. That was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see. I love how he stands there like, my life is over. It would appear that we need to shift our submission towards someone other than Orla. Ma'am, please cover up. Yes, exactly. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstained coin analyzed. You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refuse the possibility of a human suspect. You did it, boss. If the crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it. Now, if only we could find the bag the coins were in. In the light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it. Exactly, Honor. If the blood on the coin proves that to be that of the victim, we can incorrectly, I can't even pronounce that one, overturn Ola's accusations. Oh, hi there. Overturn the defendant's accusation? I think not. Knew it. Yesterday a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable. And what did this man go in for? He's merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and then again. Yeah? Okay, fair enough. But right down here would be easier to hook than any fish. That hawk sure loved the judge's head. Huh? What's this? That's the coin from before. Some sort of bag. You had a fucking bag all the time. Okay, fair enough then. A bag. I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag. The 300 coins worth. I believe you were looking for this. How did you get that? I never said we didn't find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it, so I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed. As does the blood on the coin. Knew it! So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out. But the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as a murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I am more than satisfied that it was. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed a murder with a bag of coins? I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact it was the orca that killed the victim. What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said that the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior. But Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? But... Huh? Are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being? The fuck? To prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes. Take the stand. Marlon Rhymes is a witness? Huh. Shiver me timbers. Well, don't just stand there. State you're there. I told you I didn't want to be a witness. I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. If she doesn't see who is blowing the whistle, of course she's gonna listen to the commands. Yeah, and as they said, anyone can basically do the commands as long as they know the commands. She doesn't give a damn of who gives them as long as no one gives them. But apparently right Donor won't be satisfied until every stone is turned. Well, son of a... Alright, fine! I got a toy, now let's talk, and let's get this over with. Mr. Ram doesn't seem like a willing witness. I wonder what Prosecutor Blackwood is going to have him testify about. Could we have your name and occupation for the record, witness? Oh, hell no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not even pressing anything, it's automatic. I ain't doing this. Hell nah. No, I'm not gonna rap. Perhaps if it wasn't automatic, I would try. But I'm not gonna try to keep up with an automatic one. I've tried to done that before. It's a hell. Oh my, I'm afraid I couldn't understand a single word you said. Is that what flip-flop music young people nowadays like? Such. Yeah, fair enough, but holy crap, like, doing it in automatic run is gonna be... Jesus, it's gonna be bad. Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without a flip-flop. Yes, flip-flop. Or if they were actually making an Australian version of this, would they not say thong instead of flip-flop? I don't remember, because I remember there is a sandal that's called thong in Australia. Oh god, could you just imagine the judge say, please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the thong? Oh dear lord. That would be so bad. I don't want to do this. I tell you, I feel like I'm selling Sasha out. Sasha? Why are you selling Sasha out? The man manipulating Orca. About 10 a.m., 10 a.m., I was in the staff room. I heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the Orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. The Orca knows there's a certain spot where people stand and play volleyball with her. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain. So that gives us a little more information about the area around the Orca pool. Yeah, the problem is, like, for him it was like the coin got scattered, knocked the captain out and he fell in. The problem is that someone knocked him with a bag of coins. Do you think the Orca actually just took the bag of coins and slop? The defender made the stuff fall down. Well, it could have fallen on his head and then he just flopped down on this floor bed. Overturned crates and assorted props were scattered all over the pool room floor. But there is no doubt that it was the Orca that caused the mess. But could she really have done that from within the pool? Unfortunately, we can only say yes, we have seen it with our own eyes. Almost that it did smack Athena straight in the face. As I said, the Orca is the only one that could have performed such a feat. The pool and its room were tidied with the night before, including its various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, over 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go would be challenge, even to the brawny prisoner in the cell next to mine. What is he? Jail gossip? That's a good question, kinda feels like it, doesn't it? So, how did 400 pounds of items fall at once? I'll tell you how. The Orca pulled on the cloth that was underneath, a weight that would be all but impossible for a human to move. Was child play for an Orc. I could agree with the volleyball story that he just shot the volleyball straight at the things. Not that, oh, there was just a flag laying there. I'm just gonna grab the shit so everything just falls over. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crates fall, and the bag of coins was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him. The orca then toyed with the victim's body underwater, which is what Mr. Plume saw. Yeah, like it waited for 10 minutes to play with the body. Are you nuts? But the witness only said he heard a loud noise that does automatically make it the sound of Orla making the items fall. Also, why did you only look in on the pool room anyway, Mr. Rhymes? The orcas sometimes make a loud noise to summon a trainer. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get in the pool room yet. So even if she tries to summon somebody, there isn't much I can do about it. I see, so the witness couldn't enter the crime scene. If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, there is at least one thing he can't be sure of. His statement that the orca was playing volleyball is purely speculation. Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. The traces of the orca's saliva were found on the cloth that was underneath the crates. Okay, fair enough. The important point is that the orca is the only one that could have moved the items. I have discredited that statement somehow. Wonderful. If I don't, it means that Orla was the culprit, even if the victim died beside the pool. Okay, interesting. Man manipulating orca. Okay, I was in the staff room. Okay, let me just check. Like, there isn't really much I can check in here, is there? Should I? Apparently belonged to Rhymes. It was accidentally switched with Pearl's calendar around 10 and 10. Okay, that doesn't matter now. That's 7. Right now we're more about 10 a.m. Are you sure about the time you were in the staff room? What? Yeah, I'm sure. Pretty good with time. I've been late to work once. Kind of the same with me, actually. I think one time, or sometimes, but then it's been like a problem that I could not, something happened, or there was like nothing I could control. Most of the times I'm actually like very good at coming to time to work. If you're sure about the time, then there's something wrong with the statement. Alright, please continue with your testimony, Mr. Rhymes. Oh, I am dumb. At about 10 a.m. I was in the staff room. No, it says something which is wrong with the statement. I heard a loud noise in the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. Or can notice a certain spot. Okay, I'm confused here, because it said that the time was something wrong, but what was wrong with the time? Because right now I don't see anything wrong, other than he did not see the plume. But it's not really anything we can present. You heard a noise all the way in the staff room. That's alright, the orca pool and the staff room are pretty close to each other. Anyway, I heard a noise, so I went to the door to... Staff room. Right. He's not in the staff room. He was in the food prep room. The door to the pool room. Well, I have a security card, so all I can do was look through the door crack. What kind of noise did you hear? Well, please describe it. Kinda like that. Okay, but why need the wrap? Well, I didn't really get all that, but in any case, I gathered it was a very loud noise. Very well, please describe what you saw at the scene. Okay. But, yeah, I was in the staff room. So, I was about to say this one, but at the same time it said, meet the captain at Orca Pool at 7 AM, so I thought that doesn't mean anything. But apparently belonging to Rhymes, it was accidentally switched with Pearl's calendar around 10:10. In the food prep room. Objection! You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true? Of course it's true! Why would I lie about a thing like that? Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before? Hey, I see you recognize it. That's Rifle's calendar. It's a big hit at the Ship Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for shopping at Ship Shape. Mr. Rice, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand. Not to worry, Boss. Taka will have them cleaned up in no time. Yeah, Taka is fucking happy now. I guess that bird comes in handy now and then. Feed the burb. Alright, Mr. Wright, we have all seen your cute souvenir now, if you wouldn't mind. No, Your Honor, this isn't my calendar. It was originally the witness, but it came into the possession of a certain young girl. What? Mr. Rhymes and this young girl, young lady, first met each other in the food prep room. After a mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other about 10:10 AM in the food prep room. So clearly the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there is no way he could have heard the noise in the pool room upstairs. Arr! What's this? This is the first I'm hearing about any calendar. That's because Mr. Rhyme and Pearls were keeping it a secret. You lied to me. This transgression will not go unpunished. So, Mr. Rhymes, you didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you? Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the noise of the Orca pool room myself. But somebody told me about it. Who told you about it? It was... Unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhyme, I can't save Orla. And I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buckler. Yeah, I heard about it from Sasha. Well, from Miss Buckler. But that doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Now is the trainer's own words that drive the Orca into a corner. How do you like being bit by your own client, right, Donna? I certainly didn't see this coming. What perfect timing. There was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the Orca. The prosecution calls the trainer Miss Sasha Buckler to the stand. Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the Orca trainer has to say. I didn't know what Sasha is going to say, but I'll just have to meet it head on, whatever it is. We will take a 20-minute recess while the witness is summoned. Oh, it takes 20 minutes to get there from the place, huh? I'm getting the feeling this extra case is actually very short. No, it can't be very short, because I realized we haven't met the fucking professor yet. The professor and his child. Mr. Wright. Oh. Mr. Wright, are you going to cross-examine Sasha? I guess I'll have to ask her about the noise from the stuff falling down. That's right. Mr. Rhymes, why did you lie? Ah, I don't want Sasha to have to appear in court. I thought if anybody had to testify, I should be the one to do it. I should be the one to do it for her. But why would you go all of those lengths? Did you see the entry from the 20th on that calendar? The note about meeting the captain at the Orca pool? Yeah, I found that calendar in the nap room. I think it's probably Sasha's. What then? That means... Yes, it does look more and more like a woman's calendar than a man's. I don't want suspicion to fall on Sasha. Mr. Rye, I gotta go back to Aquarium to look after the Orca in Sasha's place. I'll be rooting for you on the other side of that TV phone. Please take care of Sasha. Okay, we can't let Prosecutor Blackwell get the best of us. Time to refocus. You're right. After all, we're the only ones who can save Orla. The court will now reconvene. Recon something. Prosecutor Blackwell, please call the witness to the stand. Again, you waste your breath. My name is Sasha. I'll be the captain of Orla's Swashbucklers. I come to rescue me bucko from the false charges put on her by Dread Pirate Nostache. I kind of forgot what voice I gave her, actually. Nostache. I guess Nostache refers to Prosecutor Blackwell this time. See the guard... Wait. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, the fishbone, yeah. It is actually a really nice detail. Now then, Captain Judge, shall we begin the pirate court? Captain Judge? Alright, I like that. Makes me feel like a salty old sea dog. Or a sea cat, who knows? I'm seen. How's that for a self-intro? Right, simple but intricate and cool. Yes, exactly. The court is not a show. State your full name and occupation. I'm Sasha Buckler. I work at Ship Aquarium. I perform as a Washbuckler Spectacular pirate show alongside Orla as her trainer. Well, you seem like a completely different person now. Probably because of the mustache. Really think so? Thanks. I was in my pirate show persona just then. Prosecutor Blackwell said I could introduce myself in any way I like. I believe he does regret that now. I kinda also like that her sleeves are floaties. I don't know why, it's just a very interesting detail of just her clothing that is barely nothing really. Technically a swimsuit and something to cover it up. I had bet my money I didn't think you were going to do it like that. What will this witness testify about? The Orca manipulated the victim into playing volleyball and then knocked the items down. The witness will report about hearing the noise that caused the victim's death. Now wait just a minute, sure, all I use is the ball to break props sometimes. She even spiked the ball on that giant octopus like yesterday when I was cleaning. So Orla was the one who broke that leg, huh? Is she gonna knock down that huge stack of equipment with her little ball? I thought you were paying attention to the trial over the telecast, but you apparently know nothing of what we have been discussing. The Orca knocked down the equipment by pulling the cloth that was underneath. No one said anything about the Orca knocking it down with a ball. What? Is that what we're all talking about? Well, now we know it's also a fake sword. I came here to give Prosecutor Nunstash a good keel hauling. I'm gonna getting the cat on nine tail. That was as vicious as tiger shark. Miss Buckler, you focus on your testimony and you'll be right and be alright. Don't worry, we'll take care of that tiger shark for you. I don't know why, I just really like how silly she can be actually. Her reactions are just silly sometimes. Thank you, Athena. Okay, I can do this. My testimony will be phenomenal. Alright, Miss Buckler, please proceed with the testimony. I admit I heard Ola summoning me with a lot of noise, but the aquarium guest scream I heard over the walkie-talkie was more urgent. I talked to Norma the Plume first and went to the pool room with a security guard. Equipment was everywhere and the captain was lying in the middle of it all. Her story doesn't seem too much different from Marlo's Rhyme's testimony. Or does it? The circumstances are different. The actual order of Orla's actions depends on the order the witness heard the two noises. If she heard a scream first, the prosecution claims don't stand up. Unfortunately for you, she doesn't remember the order of what she heard. She doesn't. I was distracted by the time, so I don't really recall which one I heard first. I lost in thought until the god brought me back here to myself. Sorry, I'm no help. As long as the order remains unclear, I shall not alter the prosecution's claim. After killing the victim with a bag of coins, the orca toyed with the body in the water. Well, I have to turn things around here somehow. Unless I can prove the sound Sasha heard was not the sound of the victim's murder. Blackwell claims that Orla pulled down the equipment to kill the victim with where he stand. If I want to save Orla, I have to find a contradiction, no matter how small. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. Gonna check these. What made you think Orla was summoning you? Orla knows the sound of a cry doesn't carry far enough, so sometimes she summons people while making a loud noise. Orla is more than the average whale, I tell you. Taika would not be bested in a battle of wits. Wait a minute, Widget is it's not a pet. Am I expected to enter Trucy in this My Kid is Better Than Yours, Apollosa? I would just imagining just bringing up Trucy like the goddamn Lion King kid. And did you heed the summon of this very intelligent Orla immediately? I couldn't right away, although I was concerned about her, of course. But the aquarium guest scream, yep. Gonna check this. Whoops. Well, the orca is very intelligent. He's trying to make this orca sound like an animal with human-level intelligence and planning. Yeah, it really does. You heard Mr. Plume scream. Oh, that's right. I heard through the walkie-talkie of a guard making his rounds. I can still hear it in my head. It was loud. I thought it was a sea lion. Mr. Plume sort of reminded me of a sea lion, actually. I know, right? Oh, I should call a sea lion lady and see how she likes it. Guess Athena is still upset about being called Yellow Girl. What do you do after hearing the visitor scream? You and the security guard headed to the Morka pool room. Yeah, apparently that obnoxious rat lady said she didn't trust me by myself. So after talking to her, the guard and I went to the pool room together. Why be the wench so suspicious are? I demand a swordfish duel. That's what I felt like saying to her anyway. I'm afraid I don't get it. That was a line from the show when Orla and Sasha quarreled with each other. Did you do your swashbuckler spectacular homework, Joanna? Why am I getting schooled here, Mr. Wright? Why am I getting schooled here, Your Honor? Miss Buckler, please tell me what happened after you headed to the pool room. Alright. When the guard and I got there, we saw that... What do you recall about the scene exactly? I don't remember much, to be honest. I was in a total shock from seeing a captain like that. If you ask me something specific, I might be able to remember, though. Oh, specific question. Okay, let's see. What should I ask her about? Jack Shipley. Could you tell me more about the state you found the victim in? So hard to even think about right now. Sasha's deeply traumatized by the victim's death. I guess you should push her on it then. Poor Sasha. She must be really adored him. Do you think Orla really make that stuff fall down? I think we probably need more information before we can find out what really happened. Let's be careful not to let a single inconsistency slip us. Okay, so I can't ask about that because it's too much to bear. But I can ask about the other thing. Could you tell me more about the things that were scattered around? Yeah, there were equipment and props for the new show. The new show? Yeah, we were supposed to build a brand new swashbuckler spectacular yesterday. Well, they defeated the giant octopus on non-stash after all. We're going to have a new nemesis, Red Stash. It's on the flyer. I just realized his hair is basically an anchor. Either that or a fishing hook. Choose whatever you wish. Oh, that's the flare rifle was distributing. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? Oh, I wish I could see him be me. Leave it to you, Athena. You know all about it. I even got some new tricks for a new show. Oh, I think the captain was hidden inside the skull rock because there was a skull rock in the tank. And perhaps it's something that... Oh, anchor, that ain't no hook. Are you certain? Because those things looked very, very pointy. So, all the stuff that fell down was the new show, is that it? That's right. A bunch of prop crates and other crates stacked up. Your Honor, for the record, I'd like that information be added to the witness testimony. Very well, Miss Buckler, please append what you just said in your testimony. I'm fisherman, so yeah. Oh, fair enough. Wait, have you told me once that you're a fisherman? But fair enough, yeah, okay. You know your thing then. You know your thing then. These props for a new show, what kind of things were they? A blown-out dolphin, an anchor, red stash costume, the bag coins, stuff like that. The captain was wearing his usual costume, and the new props were all there. Wait a minute, so something about that doesn't seem right. Is there a problem with Sasha's testimony? Yeah? If there is something you feel is wrong, I'm gonna just say, yeah, it is. You say the captain was wearing his usual costume, but is that completely accurate? Come on, Phoenix, what are you nitpicking my testimony for? If we look at the body, we see that there is a discrepancy between that and your statement. You stated the victim was wearing his usual costume. But you'll notice that the victim was wearing a red scarf around his neck. Imagine his red scarf is a part of his costume for the new pirate show. True? Oh, you're right. It's written right here in the flyer for the new show. Featuring the dashing red stash with a fluttering red scarf. Although, I have to say, it just looks like a red scarf was added to his old costume. Yeah, well, the captain was never one to spend much money on costumes. But, you know, the captain wasn't wearing that red scarf. But in this photo, I believe I see a red scarf. Yeah, well, it's not wrapped around his neck, it's just dropped on top of his neck. The red scarf was packed away with the rest of the new show's equipment. It must have fallen on top of the captain when the equipment fell down. Oh, I see. Looks like your description wasn't really a description after all. It's a bit odd because if Orla picked up the captain, put it up there, how the hell is the scarf on him? There's something about the timing of the stuff falling that bothers me. Hold on, the timing of the stuff falling. Timing. Maybe my theory has been all wrong from the beginning. Maybe the bag of coins isn't a murder weapon. And so, your last cross-examination ends in a failure as well. You should know that such a feeble slash will never hurt me. As I said, the orca made the equipment fall and then toyed with the body in the water. I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but based on the circumstances at the scene, the defendant couldn't have dragged the body into the water after the equipment fell. And why, pray tell, is that? Oh, I'll tell you, alright. If my theory has been all wrong, then I'll just have to fix it. Yes, Mr. Wright, please do tell the court. What indicates that the body has not been dragged into the water after the item fell? This red scarf fell at the same time as the bag of coins. But if the body was dragged into the pool after the bag of coins fell, then the red scarf wouldn't still be on top of the body. What? In other words, the victim was already dead when the equipment came crashing down. Therefore, the bag of coins that fell with the red scarf was not the murder weapon. And that is why the Orla, wanted to draw someone's attention, because something has happened. Not because of murdering him. Silence. But it was the defendant who claimed the bag of coins was the murder weapon to begin with. Well, yes, that's true. Do you intend to abandon your original argument? After hearing that testimony, I realized my theory about the murder weapon was wrong. Please recall the fact we have learned so far. It's a fact that what Orla bit was the victim's dead body. After all, when we saw the victim on the security footage, he was already dead. But then Orla carried the victim's body to the side of the pool and knocked down the equipment for the new pirate show that was piled up there. Maybe Orla was trying to alert the humans to the victim's condition. If Orla knocked the items down on the victim after he was already dead, then it means that the defendant didn't kill the victim with those items. But that's preposterous. Even still, your argument is lacking. If neither the orca headbutting nor the bag of coins were the manner of death, then how do you propose the victim was killed? A very good point. The defense is now abandoning its original theory. Then we'll need a theory as what the murder weapon was. Alright. I thought I have to clue. I have no clue would go over well. Alright, let's go over what we still need to find out about Victor's body. What we don't know is how he died and why his body was at the bottom of the pool. I wonder if there's something that would explain both things at once. How did the victim's body sink to the bottom of the pool? On a diagram, it's easy enough to move the body to the bottom of the pool, but in real life, the water would just cause the body to float. Right. Well, water. Okay, then what if we flip it around? What if there was no water, and the body would go right down in an instant? So, could the real manner of death be... Thanks for a great hint, Athena. What? I helped you and I didn't even know it? Just stand there oblivious, like, wait, excuse me, what? What did they say? To be honest, I feel that I do that often, actually. Your Honor, I think we know the real manner of the victim's death. I think we'll do, Mr. Wright. Expect a clear answer. Now then, what was the real manner of Jack Shipley's death? Falling. Please take a look at this diagram of the Orca pool. If there was no water in the pool, then it would be easy to move the victim's body to the bottom of the pool. It would just drop straight. Oh, it would just drop straight down. Oh my! Could that be the true manner of death? The Orca pool is about 65 feet deep. If the victim were to go from the top of the pool to the bottom when there was no water, then he would, without question, have fallen to his death. Death from fall! And that's your answer. Well, it all makes perfect sense. If he fell, that would explain the signs of blunt force trauma all over the body too. The culprit pushed the victim into the pool when there was no water in it. After doing something to keep the body from floating up, they filled the pool with water. The pool water washed away any signs of blood, so no one would realize that he fell. Surprisingly, that actually makes sense. Oh, they're in the court, everybody. This is as surprised as you are, but I must have order. If falling was a manner of death, then does that mean the defendant's behavior was the result of being manipulated by the true culprit, as the defense claims? Yes, it would have been. All that needs to be explained now is how the real culprit commanded Orla. Miss Buckler, is there a way to instruct Orla to bite somehow? What? What kind of trick would that be? Of course not. Then could you tell us about the tricks Orla does know? Well, there's the jumping, dancing, playing volleyball, and she can spin, do the rock and roll trick, and sing the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. Those sound pretty nice tricks, but I doubt they're related to this case. She's also practicing 2 new top-secret tricks. There's a human rocket, where she shoots somebody up into the air. And there's a lifesaver trick, where she brings a drowning person to surface. There we have one. Hey, one of those top-secret tricks might have something to do with the case. Well, the plot thickens. The lifesaver trick. So, in the lifesaver trick, Orla brings a drowning person to the surface, correct? You got it! Orla's still learning how to hold someone gently in the mouth. So she sometimes bites into their clothes, but she never hurt a person's skin. She brings a drowning person to the surface, then that must be it. Yeah, that was happened. And then the killer whale swam up towards the surface with a victim in its mouth. That matches perfectly with what Mr. Plume said in her testimony. More like that trick is major evidence to what they have accused Orla for before, yes. Absolutely. I still find this very hard to believe. Then let's see it for yourself. Let's have Orla show us a trick using a practice dummy. As you wish. The prosecutor doesn't appear to have any objections. Miss Buckler, please proceed. Okay, sure. I'll show Orla's a phenomenal trick. Hey, Marlon. Are you ready over there? Fuck, I kind of forgot his voice. Okay, let me just practice and do the practice over there. It's in the pool, ready and standing by, Sasha. Here goes Arla's secret new trick, the lifesaver. Let me just go. Yeah, it kind of became like that. I kind of forgot what he said there, so it was just like, yeah, let's just continue. It happens a lot here. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, it happens a lot here, and it's gonna continue to happen a lot. And there you have it. Arla's secret new trick. The stacked boxes under the television. Sounds like Gary loves Orla's performance. That was great! That awesome trick captures everybody's heart. Oh, wonderful! I wish I could see more! And he is not amused. Oh, looks like we silent prosecuted Blackwell. Thank you, Orla and Miss Buckler, and thank you too, Rhymes. I know, but it's still funny every time you stumble on your tongue. Yeah, I absolutely understand it is. I'm pretty certain if anyone would clip those times, I would have like a fucking collection of them. I might still find some evidence of the victim falling to his death. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have that taken care of at once. Excuse me, Prosecutor Blackwell, are you asleep? I am requesting further investigation. Prosecutor Blackwell, you have to answer the nice judge politely. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. The thing you asked for just came in. And you couldn't be bothered to think of a less violent way to deliver it. I guess that's why it was just standing there, because it was waiting for the new evidence to come in. I have been waiting for this. Oh, and what is that? An updated autopsy report. What? Why did it have to come now? During the recess, I ordered the body to be re-examined. Something started nagging at me during the course of the trial, you see. Here. I take it, do you like me to read it? Very well. Cause of death, thought to be from a 65-foot fall. Huh. So, to put it simply, I was right. But this is some evidence that substantiates Mr. Wright's theory. What? It's something good for a change? Pull me backwards, what the fuck? If the manner of death was falling into an empty pool, the Orca can't be responsible. It seems Orla's complete innocence has been proven. I suppose I can't deny it. Oh, this is fantastic. You did it, Mr. Wright. Prosecutor Blackwell isn't even trying to refuse it. Orla is saved. Yeah. Is it really safe to celebrate? It would appear more investigation into this case is necessary. But first, allow me to render my verdict. The court finds the defendant Orla Shipley. By the way, at least you haven't had the same 3-language crash that I had during one of Now's streams. Oof. Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. Sometimes I only have like 2-language crashes, and sometimes they do crash, sometimes they don't. I did it! Thank you so much, Phoenix! Thank you, Athena! Well, and Marlon, thank you too. Congrats, Sasha! Time to celebrate! Go on, eat up! Jesus! All the fish. All them fish. Glad to see everybody is so happy. And I'm absolutely thrilled about the verdict. He is definitely not thrilled. Thank you, right, Donna. Huh? For what? The drained pool. Thanks to you, the truth is finally clear. Fulbright, arrest this woman. Oh, that's where it went. I don't remember if you were watching that stream or not. Don't know. There are often I'm in now stream, but there are sometimes I am not. So I can't answer that with certainty. Certainly, right away, Prosecutor Blackwell. Sasha Buckler, you are hereby under arrest for the murder of Jack Shipley. What? Wait, what are you talking about? What reason could you possibly have? Come on. You must have some idea in the back of your dull little mind. The culprit manipulated the Orca in order to have false charges brought upon him. And who is the only one with ability to accomplish that? It can only be the Orca's trainer. To be honest, that is a fair point, in the sense of we don't have any evidence of anyone else. So that is actually a fair point. It was a Final Fantasy stream and we were talking about Japanese and such. I was explaining things, eventually crashed from jumping between Swedish, English and Japanese. Jesus. Yeah, that must be in hell. I don't need any of your baseless counter-arguments. Have you forgotten? In order to enter the Orca pool room, a security card is necessary. A security card that only the victim Sasha Buckler possessed. Miss Buckler is the only one who could have caused the victim to fall to his death. What? No, I don't believe it. Miss Buckler was upset by Mrs. Shipley's death. She couldn't have done it. Fulbright. We asked the security company yesterday to check the security card logs. The report just came in during the recess. The night before the incident, Sasha Buckler used her card to enter the Orca pool room. After that, not a single person entered the pool room. Not until the incident was discovered when Miss Buckler and the guard ran in. But no one would commit murder where their card... Wait, hold on. I'm gonna check something. The day before. Okay, wait a second. When did they die? When did they die? Hold on. Let me check the court record here again. So... yeah, that's odd, because basically they're saying that she killed him the day before, no one came in there, and then they came in after he was dead. But this says that it apparently belongs to Sasha. And they were supposed to meet at 7 AM on the 20th. Which is a bit odd then. But no one would commit murder. Yeah, because a single card is enough evidence, because it's not like anyone could steal it, and yeah. In that sense, absolutely. That is not technically a evidence strong enough to pose off they did it. But right now, their biggest evidence is someone needs to know the commands, someone needs to know about the Orca and the pool, and yeah, stuff like that. So right now, Sasha is the one that is biggest suspect because of her way of understanding how Orla would react. Apparently, aquarium employees don't know that their card usage is tracked. What's more, Miss Buckler was seen arguing with a victim before the incident. So, Miss Trainer, what were you arguing about? It was a private matter. But it wasn't anything I would kill him over. That's ridiculous. Miss Buckler is the only one who entered the room, and she knows how to command Orla. Besides, I thought her suspicious from the very beginning. You suspected Miss Buckler from the start? The Orca did tricks because someone commanded her to do so. Possibly someone with a heart so black as to make her own partner the murder weapon. The possibility the orca killed the victim. The possibility of a human manipulated the orca. I looked into both. So I suspected both Sasha and Orla all along. My gratitude to you, after all. You were the one who drew out that information about the life-saving tree. The orca you saved was an unwitting victim. A victim made to look like the weapon that killed Jack Ship. Alright, come along then. Let's have a good long talk. Wait, I didn't kill the captain. I would have never tried to frame Orla. Why would I have hurt the one I love like that? Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe me, Oh, apparently she wasn't available to finish her sentence. Well, we did at least win our trial. Whoop-de-doo. Sasha didn't kill him, I believe that with all my heart. It's gotta be something we can do. I feel the same way. Could I have done something differently? But everything in my wildest dreams did I imagine things to turn out like this? Yeah, didn't imagine. It would appear that this case has taken on an entirely new aspect. As this trial is only concerned with ruling on the defendant Orla Shipley. So I'm afraid this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. Fair enough. This is probably one of the few games that has 2 trials in one game. I know, like, dividing up a trial with more trial, but basically having more than one main trial. This is not how it works at all. Also, why the fuck would the killer ask for help with getting the orca found not guilty? Since the killer made the orca seem like the killer first. Exactly. That's also a point, but at the same time, I think that they will only see that as an excuse, such as they wouldn't be able to actually defend an orca. That was a big sigh, Athena. You lose the case? No, we won. The defendant was found not guilty. Then why is you so dejected? Daddy, weren't you being mean to her? What? Taking on a new kid? Not cool, Mr. Wright, not cool. Wait a minute. Talk about false accusations here. We were able to prove the defendant's innocence. But then Sasha got arrested instead. So that was happened. That's too bad. So what are you going to do now? We're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't believe for a second Sasha did what they accused her of. I don't believe it either. I can't give up. Boss, let's go see Sasha and tell her we want to represent her. Right now, I imagine she's still being questioned by the police. Let's get started on the investigation first and look into proof of her innocence. Sounds like a plan. Just leave the office to me and Polly, Daddy. If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Thanks. If you could organize the evidence and clean the office, that'd be great. Man, anything I could do as a lawyer. Poor guy, never can be a lawyer. That takes care of that. Time to head to the scene of the crime. Let's go. I do wonder, should I actually end the stream here? Because this is technically a good time to end the stream. We started on a new trial, basically.